So as you've probably seen, I released the first beta of the EF Core provider for Firebird. It was based on, I think, 8.0.1 version. This is when I started somewhere in early January. I know, a long time ago. And obviously you can use it. But before I release the final version, because all tests are passing, everything seems to be fine, I also wanted to update to the latest-ish version to see what else might be failing, because as the time goes, some new tests are added and also some fixes happening in the EF Core codebase. So I did that, and obviously few of those new tests are failing. So the goal for today is to fix those. Also, my apologies, I'm not doing this as I should, so streaming each and every change I'm doing, mostly because whenever I have time, I'm doing that. I burned myself a little bit with the version 7 when I was waiting every time to be in front of my computer with camera, microphone, and everything. So there was a lot of time wasted. Nowadays, when I have a little bit of time, last week I was traveling for work, so I had a lot of time at the airports and so on. So I did a little bit of work there and there. So I actually moved a little bit further than when the last video ended. Now basically all the tests are green. So it's just a question of doing the final polishing and hopefully releasing the final version. So let's get into it. Awesome. So the tests, at least the few that I saw that are failing with the name longer than database column size. So I guess this is when some automatic name for a column is being generated, given especially there's a nested complex type. I guess that's exactly it. I will look at the query and see whether I can make the column name shorter to fit into the Firebird, but given it's failing on 3, 4, and 5, given the 4 and further have basically double the length of the column name, it's probably very, very long and it's hitting something somewhere. So I might just disable a bunch of those tests, because there's not much I can do about those without rewriting the significant portion of the query pipeline. Yeah, it should be something. I was fixing something somewhere in EF about this one. So maybe that's an issue to create, that it should not generate over whatever is configured as the maximum length for the identifier. But initially, let's check what is actually being generated. So let me open fb command and I will go into the prepare method, the other one, this one, to see what is actually generated. Maybe I can take this one, and this one is complex query. Nice. Let's do override. Right, this one looks okay. I don't think I need this anymore, but I'm still putting it there. Maybe one time I would go and delete all of those, because these are basically overrides of the tests, and they do have those. So yeah, maybe one time. Let me put a breakpoint in here. And let's see this one. should be when this one hits. All right. Time to test it. The good news is that the failure is basically not in the driver. It's coming from Firebird, which is fine, I guess. Does it make sense? Awesome. So how can I get this super quickly? Whatever this and this. Ah, it is actually shortening some of those. Let me do this. How about this? So that's fine. Wondering, maybe this one is over the line. 31, that's okay. This one isn't. 28, 27. So what is actually over the limit? Shipping this line 28, 28. So it's 30 plus 1. Wondering, 31, that's okay. 32. Ah, okay. So looks like those aliases are not properly handled. Yeah, okay. So this one is definitely over 32. Huh. Okay, so yeah, there is not much I can do about those. Let's try. Yep. And the exception is name longer than yeah. So I guess yeah, the alias basically meaning whatever is after the as and something. Obviously I can change it, but then the EF will be completely confused because it expects a specific column in the result set. So it's probably not super easy. I'm just thinking out loud whether there's something I can fix, but nope. It's funny that only this one is 32. So strictly speaking, it should be fine on Firebird 4. Let me test that. So that fails, obviously. Let me kill EF3 and let me ship those in here. Do I have? There's one. Nice. And let's try again. Do I feel lucky? Let's run it. Yes. Ah. So do I... I don't even know whether I have infrastructure in functional tests of EF to skip tests. I don't know. I search for version, that's obviously in license headers. What am I going to do? Okay, let's think. Do we have something? Something somewhere that would... there it is. Nice. So I can copy paste this, leave this, and it should be okay. So let's run this. All right. This one is probably the same story, but maybe even Firebird 4 will not be able to handle this because this one is double push down. There it is. Let's see. This. And put a breakpoint in here or blindly try it on 4. Let's blindly try it. Nice. So that's the same story. Always easy to do when it's how did I actually do it? I'm checking. Okay. I'm getting the server version from the connection. Nice. Okay. Okay. Right. Maybe what makes sense is to run all of those tests on Firebird 4 to see what is really failing and then do the rest. Okay, this is a failure. This is a failure and a real one. Looks like exactly the same. So hopefully the fix will be the same. This one is definitely something that is not supported. So let's do that first. Right. And is not supported on Firebird Theory and async data. Nice. So this one it's solved. What about this? It's exactly the same failure. Come on. 4 and 9. I'm wondering what was happening there. Let's quickly check that. Let's do the breakpoint. This one, so it's a little bit easier for me. And let's debug this one. Oh man, I busted my back a little bit on Wednesday, so it's actually difficult to sit. What am I doing? Yeah, looking at the So the order by ID, that's fine. What is the test actually doing? God damn it. Let me do this. Open Notepad. Nice. We don't have to wait for this one. Oh, it's so it cross join a or the by. Take 50. It's fine. Distinct. Right. Ah. I guess the problem is with the distinct, and it takes. What is this one? Billing address. So it selects billing address 1, 2. Selects it. Nice. So it's by zip code. It doesn't really matter. So the billing address is going to be the same. Well, first, let's do a simple stuff. Let's connect to the database and check how the. Oh, it's cross-joining. Oh, nice. Okay, so show table customer. Right, this is maybe that. Why is oh, it is nested? Because I have address line, that's fine. And then I have country, and that's not it. So it's probably sorting it incorrectly. Which which I would believe is because I don't have. Oh, right. This is probably. So I'm getting the entity type properties and the complex properties of given entity type, but the complex type itself can have complex properties, right? I guess so. I don't know how the mapping is done, but I guess this nested complex types. Yes, so my code is not correct. And I honestly always hate changing these helpers that I have to tweak the model to fit Firebird. Maybe a little bit of the explanation what's happening in here when I'm in here. So if you create an unbounded string, which by default, for example, in the SQL Server would be nvarchar max, which is the default for the string anyway in EF. In a Firebird, it results in this one. So text blob, which is basically the same with nvarchar max. The only problem with this one is that if you, for example, try to do sorting based on billing address underscore country underscore code, and you expect that, well, there is something that's like letters and numbers and whatnot, Firebird by default sorts by something that's called blob ID. So in the column, in the place where the value would be, in the column value in the database file, is not the real blob. Usually, there is something that's called blob ID, and the blob ID points into some other place in the database file where the real blob that can be, I don't know, like 10 gigabytes in size actually sits. So when you do some sorting or comparison or whatever with the blob, you're actually sorting or comparing with the blob ID. The reason for that is because the fetching of the blob might be super expensive, and obviously it is not expected that you will do a lot of comparison with blobs anyway. Because if you have like short-ish strings or binary values, does not really matter, then you can store them directly as a varchar 500, for example. And if you have long ones, then the cost of fetching and comparing would be prohibitive. So the implementation is obviously using the blob ID, because that's what is actually there, and you don't have to seek across the database file and everything. It would be probably nice to be able to say, hey, let's do it, because I know what I'm doing. For example, if I'm sorting like 5 records and I have it as a blob, but I know for those that they are not that long, or I'm willing to pay the price, it would be nicer if the Firebird, if the database engine would do it for me. But it plays into all the management of database pages, indexes, and so on and so on. So it's not an easy change, and it's been done like this. I don't want to say forever, but basically forever. And I can imagine like 10, 15 years ago, it did not make much sense to say, hey, we will be comparing on blobs. I was contemplating multiple times of having some decent mapping to unbounded string into a Firebird. The problem is that the longest Unicode string or UTF-8 string, to be precise, it's not exactly the same thing. I can create in Firebird in Varchar is 8,191 characters, which is not really a huge string. It's still basically 8K string, but I can imagine that I would like to be somewhere in like 30 or maybe 60K, that I would say, hey, this is a really long string. If you want longer, map it to blob. But 8K, I can imagine somebody storing like some text of a blog post or a book in a string and saving into database, and this one failing. I don't know. Maybe let me know what you think would be better. So far, I'm doing like the strict and correct one of doing it, but it's not a pit of success, basically, because of these small nuances between blobs and varchars. So anyway, with that explained, hopefully, let me check the properties. And we will have address, country, temp ID, zip code, what I'm actually looking at. Country code, country full name. Okay, so I guess there is something that I have incorrect. Zip code. Right. Well, maybe I can do a simple stuff in here. So for each, well, almost. So it is a property. What the hell? I don't know which shortcut I pressed, but something. And then I do get complex properties. And the complex property, do I have? I mean, wait a minute, let me figure out what I'm actually doing. So I have billing address, which is a complex property as a country and as a code. Right. Let me do this and see what I'm actually looking at. By the way, there's also an option for like sorting and a comparison, that if you have a blob, that you will cast it to like Varchar 500 and you will be basically ordering on first 500 characters, which is usually acceptable as well, because if you have something that has the first 500 characters exactly the same, it's probably okay if you sort it one way or the other. So that's another way to solve it, but that's not easy to do with link expressions or something like that. So properties, this one is what entity I'm looking at. Oh, it's the address. Okay, that's not what I'm interested in. That makes sense. This is the country, this is the customer. Nice. So let me do this. So maybe I could do something like this. Let's do toArray, for example. So if ID and name makes sense, ID and name, then we have a bunch of complex properties. Let's do toArray as well. And I have billing address and shipping address. That makes sense. Billing address and shipping address. Okay, that matches what I see and what I want to see. So let's skip this one because that's probably pretty easy. And then the billing address by itself. Is it on? It needs to be, because I can map it two different ways. So it needs to be on the entity, I guess. So what's on here? Oh, maybe it is a complex property. Right. Maybe, let me check. Do I have, right, there is the complex type, but what are the field names? Oh, that's for the backing fields. Huh. How the hell am I going to do this? So if I do the complex type, get complex properties toArray, that sounds country, right? Haha. Okay. Right. Right. So let me do it this way. I was trying to be smart and do it only once. This way we will get something useful. Complex property. We can do the same for, no, what did I? Complex type. Ah, I did the select many here. Okay. Right. What I can do maybe is something like this. Enumerable. No, that's not going to fly because I need the nesting. Yeah, that's fine. Get complex properties. Right. So first of all, I will do the same. In here, let me do it like this is a CP complex property. This is a property, and it is in cp complex type get properties. Nice. So that's exactly the same code. But then I also need to do exactly the same for the complex properties. So something like this. cp complex types get complex properties. And right. So what I can do is void handle, for example, complex properties. Hopefully they have some common ancestor, sorry. So I would be able to do like just that. I enumerable mutable complex property. Mutable, almost. Mutable, oh, come on. Complex property, complex properties, nice. So I can do this, right? For the complex properties, nice. And then, what do you mean? Oh yeah, get properties. What I am doing? Oh, I missed that one. So it was actually correct. And then I need to fix this one. Right. So I have the complex properties, and then I do handle complex properties, and I will do cp.complexType.complex properties. Is that correct? I don't know. Entity type, get complex properties. Oops. Come on. So, okay, maybe if I shift myself a little bit, or shift my keyboard because I'm a little bit off on this one, then it should be okay. This is suspiciously the same as this one, at least the get properties. So get properties. Mutable property. Is this something that we have something in mutable property base? I still need a complex type, right? Probably not. But what I can do mutable properties. Nice. So what I can do is copy paste this, do properties. Nice. Then do this cp.complexTypes.get properties. That saves us some code. And then this one can stay in here, right? I wanted to extract this piece of code into something else, but maybe I can do that anyway. So it's a little bit nicer. set property set string length. This should be I property base or I property, immutable property. There is a immutable property. There is immutable property. Maybe. Nice. Awesome. So that's a little bit shorter and a little bit nicer. All right. Do I feel fine? Probably not. Ah, God damn it. Well, at least we know it's doing something. Just for sure. Let's try again. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Let's try again. Nice. So that was easy. Let's shut down this one, do this. Probably easier do it this way. Let's run it. And all the failures should be on the name length. Name longer, yes. And that's not what I, oh, actually it is. Issues. Is there? No, that's not what I'm looking for. You have no idea what I'm doing right now, right? Oh, I should maybe filter it on. Ah, there it is. Yes, awesome. So that's what I had in mind. In the meantime, let's do this just because I can. Do this. Maybe put it in here so it's somewhat ordered. What next? What is the fastest way of doing this? Maybe this. Come on. Nice. Whenever I'm fixing those tests, I'm always wondering like how much how much is this pain in like real world scenarios? Because if you create the test or if you create a query it's basically over some limit of Firebird, you can change it, and it will say, oh, okay, that's the limit of Firebird. We had this limit for like ages, and it's fine. Or is it like, hey, I wrote the query and it's failing, and it's something that I have to deal with, because right now I'm in this in the category of, hey, I have to deal with this. But if I'm writing the query, maybe it's not an issue in case I don't know. I'm just rambling because copy pasting the code is boring. Ooh. Almost there, almost there. There's 4 of those. Come on. Right. So that's it. So let's do this. And let's call it more tests. Git push. Nice. So what else is failing? So complex types should be fine. Something was failing in primitive collections. Let me quickly check the result of that. What I'm looking. Fail. That's my go-to. So Gears of Wars, true, false, string concat with null conditional argument. Let me see, what is that? It looks like something. That is a mistake on the provider side. Although Gears of Wars query FB test. Gears of War, sorry. Do I have some? No, I don't. Okay. Yep. Let's do this. It should not be skipped. So this one, and what is it actually doing? Right. Name +5, and it should be name +5 or null. So it could be that we have the same issue as last time, which was, let's remove this one and close it. And that is the sorting, because the name could be what the hell? Let me check. Ah, no. I want the name of the test. Come on. Where is my stuff? There it is. Okay, that was useless. What? It's not. No, 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 no. Okay, so the slow one. Source. SQL Server. Sorry, not in source, obviously in test. SQL Server. Functional. Oh, that's SQLite. SQLite would be fine as well. Query. Gears of War SQL Server test. There it is. It is actually fine. Or is it? Where's my test? There it is. Let's close this one. Left join, weapons. That's fine. Name. Empty string. Awesome. 5. Oh, blob subtype text. But it shouldn't matter. Because this is already. Sorry. Sorry for the handling noise. I made a little bit of mess here. Anyway. So this is okay-ish. So what is actually failing? What is this query actually returning? This one. Right. And what is that stuff asserting? Ah, order. Why is it asserting order? Oh, there's order by. Right. Whoa. Okay. Where's my gears? There it is. I think it's again the same stuff. Localhost. Yep. That XSQL DA on. How is it called? SQLDA display. Right, let's do it again. Oh, that gives me only the resulting column names, not the ones. Never mind, I can do it myself. I don't need those. Let's do it. Yep. God damn it. Yeah, it returns as a blob, so it's sorting on blob ID. And these are even temporary blobs. So if I would do this as, for example, this one, because it's, oh, no, it should be here, but that does not really matter. Let's try again. Yep, now it's better because now it's sorting actually on the, yeah. Wow. But this is a stupid test. Why would you do that? Why would you concatenate string? I guess it's a string. I can't. Sure. Yeah, it is actually because it's coalescing. Oh, yeah, okay. Just to double check. Huh. Yep, name is, yeah. I wouldn't expect the other. Now I'm wondering whether this could be handled somewhere. Let's see, because this might be an easy fix. If I ignore the type mappings. What am I looking? This one. Do I have something for constants? No parameter. Constant expression. This is it. Am I actually hitting this one? What is happening? Oh, right. Let's do it. Okay, that's the first string. 5, right. Wow. Takes me in 32. Right. So it goes into this one. So it generates the literal. Okay. I mean, where is the cast coming from? Let me quickly check that. SQL.toString cast 5. Where's the cast coming from? That's fine. Oh, right. Because there is a convert. Right. And the store type is, yeah, it's string type mapping. Yes. Um, right. I got it. So it's not super easy because you could be casting the 5 to like double. So I cannot. The only I shouldn't be doing. I could do like pre-processing. Um, you know what? I'm going to call this one this one. Not because it's unfixable. It is definitely fixable, but the test is basically useless. Like, I know sometimes you would like to concatenate something with something, but then you can call like toString or something to make sure that it's actually a string, so it will be easy to fix. I think this is exactly the same story. Let me see. No, please don't be a double something something. It probably is. All right, so it's the same story. Let's push it so it's running on the background. Oh man. What else? Oh wow. What happened in here? Oh, okay. Whew. That was close. Union. What the hell? This looks like something that should be properly handled, I guess. Let's close this and close this. Right. Put a breakpoint in here. Breakpoints. I don't want this. All right. Let's see what's what. Oh, this is the values. Right. That's not supported on Firebird. Okay, that's not supported on Firebird. Okay. So it is basically inline. Yeah, okay. There is maybe a workaround with Firebird, but yeah, these inline collections not going to fly. So let's do this. So it is actually doing pink. So that means this is done. Warnings, what failed in here? Okay, that's fine. Come on. Right, that's the same test. So we can quickly fix that. Let me find previous instance so I can copy paste this into this. So that's another one solved. What's the time? 1 hour, 2 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. Primitive collections. Right. So what's in here? No exception was thrown. Does it mean that I'm doing something even better? No, it's probably something that's yes, only those two. I mean, let me open the primitive collections first. Let me do this. Yeah, there's a lot of not supported stuff. What? So is it somewhere here? Oh, there is something. Oh, so the test was actually fixed sometime. Okay, let's try this. Nice. So it was just a test that was not working on. Where is my, why I'm doing Alt Tab? Should be doing this one. Let's see. Nice. So let's do this. Awesome. Now I'm a little bit confused what is working and what is not working. So let's close this one, a little bit of cleanup. Delete all the databases just to be sure and run it. In the meantime, we can check how it's looking in here. What I'm doing actually. No, misclicked. Actions. Well, we can cancel those. Not super interested in those because we know these will be still failing, hopefully. No feedback. This one is starting, so I will probably be faster on my local machine. So far, so good. I wish this would reset every time you start a test run. I get it somehow, because you might have some tests that are not going to be run and are failed or skipped or something. But still, it would be nice to have like a clear overview of what is happening. Because now it says 49 failed. Does it mean 49 currently failed, or is it the previous run? Yeah, you got the idea. Yeah. It's Sunday here, by the way, so kind of lazy day for me. $38 failed. Nice, so it's going down. Come on, faster, faster. 10,500 in. Roughly halfway there. I wish I could make those tests run in parallel. I could to some degree, because if they are using different databases, then obviously they are not affecting each other, and then run sequentially in the database. But I tried it before, just quickly using the parallelization that's available in XUnit and relying on the collections provided from EF, and it was not working as expected. So to save myself from spending extreme amount of time trying to troubleshoot it, I disable it. And it's usually fine. Like it takes, I don't know, 5-ish minutes. So on CI, definitely okay. If you are waiting for this to finish, could be better. But also a lot of those things are coming from the initial versions of EF Core, when I had to implement a lot of stuff and make it work. So I took some like shortcuts or disabled some stuff. Nowadays it's a little bit more stable. I'm not implementing it from scratch or like trying to put it all together. So it would actually make sense if somebody would contribute these small or maybe even like medium-sized quality of life improvements. It's the same for the Northwind database. I'm now generating Northwind database from the model, which is not exactly correct. It would make sense to take the SQLs, the SQL file that's available in EF Core tests, and take, I don't know, SQLite or SQL Server 1 and translate it into the Firebird. It shouldn't be that difficult because it's mostly different quoting and different data types. Other than that, it's mostly the same. It's just going to be boring because it's not 5 tables, it's a couple more. But it would be a nice exercise. So we are almost there, and 2 tests failed. Hopefully nothing is going to, awesome. So last 2 looks like average without group by. Oh, this test. Right. I think this will be just simply different arithmetics, different precision, yeah, different math on Firebird. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the same stuff. But let's see how it actually is. And I can see what I can do about it. Let's comment this one out. Give me the breakpoint. Awesome. Let's make this one conditional on that one. So it is actually not triggering super early. Close this one. Let's debug it. Nice. So how does the query actually look like? What the fuck? This might be average if city is London. When city in London or Berlin, and 1, a 0. I guess the city. What is the test? Let me copy paste this one. So I can close it. And the test is Northwind aggregate, whatever. What is the database name? Oh, I'm already in here. Connection, not connection string. Nice. So it will be EF core Northwind. Nice. Almost. Boom. So show table customers. It's actually fine. What kind of... If it would be slightly different number, I would be fine, but this is 0, like dead 0. That I have a suspicion that it's always going into this else clause for whatever reason. Which would mean something's not right. Yeah, it's 0.0 exactly. That's weird. Can I do... Yeah, let's do slightly different query. Oh, come on. Yeah, my back. Sorry. It's surprising how you realize the sitting is bad for you. Yesterday, I was working around the house, just like having fun and everything. And it was okay-ish. It was not super pleasant or anything like that, but it was okay. But now sitting sucks. Yep. Oh no. There is actually. But there's a lot more. Whoa. Oh, right. That's weird. So how can it be 0? Oh, okay. Let's do sum. Come on. Nope. Let's try again. So it's 7. And let's do count. Oh, yeah. 91. That's still not 0. 7.0, divided by 91. Is that correct? Sum divided by count. Is that average? I don't know. I don't even know. Ah, I do this. Right. So why is the average? I know, because of the precision. Yes. Because now if I do something like this, no, I will get the different precision and scale. Precision or scale, I don't know which one I'm talking about actually. Yep. Ah. Haha. Hmm. What now? No, that's not what I'm looking. This one. Okay. Let these stupid constants. Let me put it in here. And yeah, maybe condition it again that it works only after this one is triggered. I mean, it's not end of the world, especially given that I validated it by hand. It's just really a different math on Firebird. Yeah, I know. I'm still there. Let's try again. Oh, it's not going into the... What the hell? Oh, I put it into parameter, not into the constant. Am I stupid or what? Debug again. Now the question is, should it be generating London? Okay, Berlin. What is the type actually? Double, yeah. That's the point. If I do value get type not full name, it says double, and if I do to string without any extra, yeah, it says... Oh, wait a minute. So if I go this, ah, what is G17? What the hell? Double format rings or whatever is it called? It's probably custom, right? Oh no, it should be standard something. G journal. Okay. But Hmm. Yep. Let me check. Let me check something. Come on. Oh, it's not my mapping. Right. Right. So storage, sorry, not scaffolding, storage, internal. So I don't have double. Hmm. Hmm. Now I'm torn between I'm wondering because if I would generate more zeros at the end, then it would change the precision and everything. But come on. Huh. What I'm really trying to solve. Because it solves this test, but it also changes different math around. How does the query look like? Right. Because this is I'm trying to think how. Okay, let's see the test. It should be only 2. 7? What the hell? Anyway, I don't need this. Let's see why I'm actually doing this. Yeah, what is the SQL Server actually doing? Doing slightly different things. Oh, it's returning the literal? Oh, it's calling the base. Okay. Right. That makes sense. So it's not doing. I don't know whether I finished my previous sentence. I was thinking, how difficult is it to like explicitly specify something? Like you realize, oh, okay, this is how it behaves on Firebird. So I need to specify like explicit data type or something like that. Oh man. What is a double? Oh, double is actually is there a float or single? No, it's only double. It's a float, right? Got it. Oh. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And the question is how much or how many zeros should I generate? Because as you can see, the number of zeros actually affects the precision itself. So it's 69230 and 69230, and there is still something left. Let me do one more test and do double of those zeros. Hopefully it will be still fine. And paste it in there. What? Probably way too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because sooner or later you will hit some incompatibility with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. With what you expect from like a double in C# versus a double in the database. Yeah, that's it. 6, 2, 3, 7, 6, 7, 6, 9 to 3, and it's 9 to 7, right? Okay. So even if I would generate it, it would not work. Let's put another one in there, just in case it's some rounding precision nonsense. Yeah, that's way too many. So 6923 and 6927 for whatever reason. Me just to make sure that I'm actually reading it correctly. Copy paste it in here. Copy paste it in here. Yeah. So yep, that's the double. I don't think there is something that I would do in here. It's just different math. It just works differently. It's not like it's completely, you're completely isolated from this. Yeah, there's not much I think I can do. Sooner or later you will hit something, especially if it's a double. So let's do this and let's see what failed in here. Fail. Migrations. What the hell? Yeah, that's the failure. That's real one. Create table customers already exists. What the hell just happened in there? That's the failure we just solved. Yeah, that's the same one. Okay. This one is still running for some reason. That does not look super correct. Let's cancel it. And let's wait for this one to finish. In the meantime, Let's run it on my side as well. And we should be able to work on the versions. So this is going to be definitely beta 2, and also let me do this to see what is actually changing. Probably squash it as well later. So these are the scripts that we changed for .NET 8. Right. I mostly tested anti-frame of Firebird. That's fine. Do I have like a list of, there it is. So entity frame Firebird, entity framework Firebird, that's fine. CSproch core. So we changed almost nothing, I guess, in CSproch file. In Firebird client, which makes sense. It was just a CSproch file and nothing in the right. So these versions will stay. Really? I thought that I fixed something in EF6 as well. Entity framework Firebird tests nothing in there. Hopefully. Core. Let's try this. Entity framework dot. Okay, so these versions can and will stay. So it will be only the EF Core 8.0.4, and I think we released 0.5. Nope. I saw something. Well, then even better for me. I don't have to deal with new stuff in here. Awesome. So if this one is okay-ish, that means we can do beta 2, and I will release it here together with you, probably hour and a half in. Nice. And yeah, that means it will be really close to final. Did it fail now or? Oh, really? Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. So we will know. Okay, let me do this. That's better. And I'm running on 3, right? Yeah, I have. Oh, I deleted it. Not to delete it everywhere, just to be sure. Let's try again. So now actually the CI has a chance to finish sooner than my machine, but probably not. Okay. So now we have like 4.9 minutes to talk about something. there's one thing that is still in my mind. Let me do EF core. And that's this one. Because Firebird 4 is basically not supported in EF core. As you can see, mostly the identifier's length, but that should be pretty easy to change in the options. And then the new data types, because we have a time with time zone, deck float, and everything. And so far, I'm switching it back to the legacy one. So that means if you start using time with the time zones, then it's like non-existing or not working, let's say. It will work, the provider can read it, but EF will be confused, and also all the extra Firebird functions that handle time zones will not work in here. So that's that. Yeah. So the identifier length definitely should be something to work on. And in case somebody is watching and would like to see it, I will show you how it's actually done. And there is this FB options. There's a few of those. And I think, well, the problem with okay, let me backtrack a little bit. The problem with the identifier length is that in Firebird 3, it was 31 exactly. While with Firebird 4, it can be up to 63, but you can, in settings, put it into, I don't know, like 35 or whatever you want. It's probably most people would use just 63 because it makes most sense. But for some applications, maybe some backwards compatibility reasons and so on, you might be willing to put it back to like 31. There is no point in putting it into something else, I guess. So it's not simple as saying, hey, I'm using Firebird 4, because this can still be a different value. On the other hand, I think that most people will not change it to some lower value. So it would make sense. So the bottom line is that we probably don't want to have a specific like configuration option for that, and just assume it's 63 if you say it's Firebird 4. And the thing where it is I don't know. No. What is this? Nothing. Why is it even in here? Okay, whatever. Is it the metadata in? No, no, no. I don't even know where it is. Oh, actually, it's not a specific class. It is somewhere. Let's search for 31. That's not what I'm looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. Not that. Not that. There it is. Yeah, I'm creating the instance manual in here. So anyway, maybe make this, I don't want to say configurable, but like take it from the settings or something. What is in the relational dependencies? Because that could be an option to do it. Relation. Can I get? No. So anyway, this should be something interesting, all green, to like investigate or basically check. What do you mean 5 failed migrations? Maybe that one was actually okay. Oh, right. Okay, so that was actually a valid scenario. For migrations, I have my own tests, not really a huge number of tests, but also the tests that are what I'm looking at. The tests that are in the functional test suite are I don't want to say useless, but they are testing way more than I need on the Firebird side. Also, it would be nice to have it, but it's like I need 10% of all the shit, and like 90% would be just fighting with it. So I have my own. That's not it. This is it, the migrations tests. So I'm kind of like, okay. So anyway, let's do this. Makes sense. Makes sense. This one should not be running, even though it succeeded. It's the first one that succeeds and basically the last one that succeeds. Because the other ones are saying, hey, it already exists and something is wrong and other stuff. Yeah, I don't really care about this one. Basically, oh, come on. Basically, this whole thing is ignored. And you might say, why is it even there? Good question. I don't know. It would probably make sense to delete the whole test suite for this one. Probably. I don't know. Let's put this one on the bottom because it's slightly different shape. And we should be good to go. This one, this one. Maybe I could even save some lines if I would put it in front of the method. I don't know whether I want it or not. Probably not. So let's save this one. Run it again. And it should be like a second. And it says, oh, everything is ignored. Boom. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Really? Filtered index. We have expression indexes. What is that? Oh, got it. Yeah, this is using, yeah. So it would have to be computed column. And on top of that, it should be, it would be unique index. I remember that test, yeah. Nice. So this one should be this. You can close this one. So now it should be like 5 or something. 5, yeah, and that's the ones I fixed. So Are we going to wait for this one or not? I'm not sure. How long did the previous one took? Just for my own understanding, it was, is there a time somewhere? It is tests 255. No, that's not what I'm looking at. 7 minutes. Okay. So you probably don't want to be here with me 7 minutes. That's understandable. Let me see what is the attestation here. Okay. Interesting. So anyway, hopefully this one finishes rather soon-ish, and we will have that. In the meantime, let me do something that would be like, hey, I jinxed it. Beta 2. And then I can do build configuration.release and build it. Not that this is going to take 7 minutes. Whoa. Let's do this just to be sure. Build it again. So it's committed and using the correct commit hash. Nice. So if I do this here in the out folder, we have the beta 2. These are exactly the same, so I can delete those. And with a little bit of luck, all this will succeed and we will be able to push that thing onto. Let me do something else while I'm around NuGet. Let's do Firebird. So nice, 109. That's okay, I would guess. What is the total? 304, 343. It's interesting that the EF6 has slightly more downloads than on total, but the current version, the per day is 124 versus 96. Okay, that makes sense. I would expect that you are all guys using EF Core because the EF6 is good, but it's done. It's not receiving any major work or anything like that. So it would be pretty stupid to continue building on top of that. Although you can, but I would still assume that you are moving away from it and using the EF Core, because the EF Core, even the EF Core in general, it's way better, and especially EF Core with Firebird is I don't want to say like super polished compared to EF6, but it's still like at least one order of magnitude better than the EF6 provider, especially given that the EF6 provider was kind of really locked down. There wasn't much what you can do. With EF Core, all those small pieces that I said, like the math that we solved as the last test and everything around basically is solvable. Something might mean, hey, we need a prep processor in before the query is even translated to make it work with Firebird and everything, like the casting of the string into a blob. Casting of the integer into a blob. That's definitely solvable. Maybe even without the preprocessor, but the bottom line is that if you need to, you can. So if you ever come back to me and say, hey, this is the query I have, I cannot change it, or this is the shape that I've come up with and there is no easy workaround, I can say, well, okay, it's a valid scenario and like valid issue. So let me fix it for you. So yeah, definitely go and check EF Core. Nice. So how are we looking? Not good. Still running. That was 5 minutes ago. So at least something should be closer to finishing. Oh, this is running only to 3 minutes. So we are still 4 minutes away. So what else? Something is finishing, but these are the provided tests, not the functional tests. So anyway, what I think I will do, I will hide my face for a brief moment and leave it running, and then I will come back. Awesome. So Fiber 3 just finished and it's green. I guess similar fate is going to happen with Fiber 4. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And there it is. So Fiber 4 is fine as well. What about 5? Fine as well. It's doing the post checkout and completing the job. Awesome. So we have this one. We have this running. Why is it still not green? Anyway, probably takes a little bit of. Oh, that's the bump version. Anyway, but more tests. Green as grass. Awesome. So the only remaining thing is to push a new version to NuGet. Wait a minute, not this one, this one. And have the beta 2 available. The only thing that I cannot do it on screen because there is my API key for NuGet being printed on my machine, so I can actually see what I'm doing. So I will do it, and you will see the package in a few moments being available on NuGet with beta 2 label. Please test it. I don't want to have it in beta 2 stage for too long, so probably next week, sometime next week, later next week, I will release the final version, create the blog post and everything around, and it will be done, and we can all hope that EF9 is going to be, or the provider for EF9 is going to be even faster, especially given that I'm now part of the EF core team. So I kind of know what was happening or what is happening across the code base during the year. So hopefully there will be a little bit less surprises and something like that. So with that, I'm pushing the new version. It will be on NuGet momentarily. Thanks and see you next time.